Jenny, wait! Jenny! Jenny, please. Don't throw away all the wonderful years we spent together. We can make this work. No.
Whoa. Who the hell are you?
I'm her husband. And who the hell are you?
I'm the one who's been keeping your ex-wife's... Hi, actually.
I was working overtime. I was taking multiple jobs. I took out several loans, all for you. You wanted designer bags. You wanted a brand new car. You wanted a big fancy house. You wanted, well, everything. And I was giving it to you. All the while you were sleeping with some other guy.
I think somebody needs to be taught some manners.
Yeah? I'll end you.
I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you want to add to the legal case you're an aggressive, unstable psychopath who attacks innocent people.
I can't believe that I've been living with such a monster all this time.
Surprise, surprise.
I thought you loved me, Jenny. Why do you need to take our son away from me? You don't even consider him to be our son. Just let me take care of him. I love him.
And give up my alimony? No, sir. I'm going to squeeze every penny out of you. Do you know how hard it is to be a single mom raising a child in this big, expensive world? You ruined this marriage, and now I will ruin your entire life.
You can't do this.
Bye, loser.
Andrew cursed the day they did the DNA test. They were both surprised by the blood results of his so-called son, but he loved him immensely. He couldn't help wondering where his actual son really was. Shortly after Andrew's wife ran out on him, his life fell apart. Jenny took everything from him: the car, the house, all the money. Even his job was at risk due to all the lawsuits. Broke and desperate, Andrew was hanging on to life by a thread.
Oh my God. I am terribly sorry. My driver wasn't paying attention. Are you okay? I'll pay for whatever damages I've caused you. Money is not an issue.
Thank you, but I think I'm okay.
We must have different perceptions of what is okay. Let me take a look at you.
Although dizzy, he was completely smitten. She was wearing a strange ring, and Andrew felt uncomfortable in its presence.
So what's your name?
Andrew Johnson.
All right, Andrew Johnson. I want you to have this. I know the best doctors in the city, so just give me a call and I can have them check you as soon as you need. This can be a lifeline, so don't hesitate to call me. I'm very late for a meeting, sorry. Call me, Andrew.
The Browns were one of the richest families in the city, and Carolyn was the sole heir of their vast fortune. Although only 27 years old, she was the CEO of Brown Enterprises and one of the most eligible bachelorettes in the city.
I own half of this apartment, but I've already filed a lawsuit to obtain your half as well. You have 1 week to vacate. Good luck.
How could you?
Andrew's world was falling further apart.
We've received information regarding an ongoing lawsuit. The reputation of our employees is critically important to us. You are terminated, effective immediately.
He was already burdened with a pile of debts, the loss of his son and his marriage. Now he was unemployed. Soon his house would be taken from him.
Nothing left to lose. She took everything from me.
Andrew didn't know what to do. He didn't have relatives or friends who could help him. The only thing to do was to call Carolyn.
I must confess, I was waiting for you. What is it, Andrew? Do you need a checkup?
No, Miss Brown. I'm fine physically. But I must say, I'm in serious financial trouble. I have no job, no money, and I'm nearing homelessness.
I see.
I was wondering if maybe you could help me?
Help you with your debt? Is that what you're asking? If yes, then you know that I can clear it all in one phone call.
That won't be necessary. I'm only asking for a job, maybe at your company. Ms. Brown?
Consider it's done.
Really? Wow. You have no idea how much this means to me. Thank you so much.
But I do have a favor to ask. All I want is for you to...
It's for me to...
I want you to marry me.
What? With all due respect, Ms. Brown, this isn't just a simple request.
Sure it is. I'm going to send my driver over to pick you up. I'm waiting for you in my office. And we'll discuss all the details.
Andrew couldn't believe what he had heard. Who was this woman, and why would she want to marry a man she had just met?
Ms. Brown?
Do you think my hair is my most interesting asset, Andrew? Call me Carolyn. You're not a client.
My apologies. I didn't mean to...
It's okay to look, Andrew. I took pride in my appearance. Please take a sip. Relax. Now we can discuss all the details. Firstly, I'm going to transfer $1.5 million to your bank account. Please tell me if you need more.
Carolyn, absolutely not. That's a lot of money. It's life-changing even. All I needed was help with a few debts, and I'm willing to work for it.
Is there a problem with me to give my fiancé a mere $1.5 million?
Look, I genuinely don't understand what's happening here, but just to be clear, I'm not going to sue you for the collision or anything, okay?
I know. That's why I like you.
But do you like me this much? Carolyn, isn't marrying me kind of out of the blue?
Out of the blue? Do I look like someone who does things without thinking? Do I seem impulsive to you?
I mean, who am I to you anyway?
So you are suggesting I'm unfit for you? Now I'm insulted.
Of course not. It's just that it's so sudden and hard to believe. It feels like there's a catch.
So I'm a liar now.
Miss Brown, Carolyn, look, we're strangers to each other, okay? I'm just an unemployed man who has nothing to offer to someone as important as you. How can you trust me?
You know what? You're right. Leave.
Leave?
Yes. If it's not the life you want, then leave.
All right.
What were Carolyn's true intentions? Why all of a sudden did she want to marry Andrew?
Carolyn, I'm sorry. Truly, it's nothing against you. And clearly, you're a catch. Maybe in another life.
Andrew didn't know yet that he had fallen into a trap from which he couldn't escape.
What's going on?
Because no one had ever refused Carolyn.
Wow. You're different, Andrew. And I like it about you. Who am I to you? Yeah. The heart wants what it wants. I'm not easily dismissed, boy.
Yes, ma'am.
Transfer $1.5 million to the account I gave you earlier. Yeah. Andrew Johnson. Also, contact an event planner and call the tabloids. New York is about to see how well the Browns can throw an engagement party.
And who's getting engaged, ma'am?
Myself, Carolyn Brown, and Andrew Johnson.
Hi, sorry, can I...
Hello? Yes, of course. I'm so happy to help you with that. You're welcome.
Hey, is Susan there?
Wait over there.
Daughter of Brown family says she has finally found a partner whose identity remains unknown. She's already found a replacement. That was fast.
Without money to live on, Andrew's last hope was to see if the bank would extend him a line of credit.
Susan, may I come in?
Andrew! I figured I'd be seeing you soon.
I know. I didn't clear my bills. I don't have enough money, I'm sorry. But I have a plan.
No kidding. And I'm sure you do.
What do you mean?
You know, I thought you'd come in here bragging about the good news this morning. Oh, look at you, pretending to be sad. Oh, you're gonna go full method on me, aren't you?
Susan, I just came here to ask you for another credit card.
Well, of course you are. A platinum one, I assume. With your new attained fortune, you could have any card you want.
What? No, what? Wait, I'm confused. What are you talking about?
You know, you should really get into acting. Oh, well, maybe now you can, now that money and time aren't gonna be an issue. Oh, and just so you know, all your debts have been cleared, and a new card has already been set up for you.
Susan, what are you talking about?
Okay, you can drop the act now. It's getting a little tiring. $1.5 million has been deposited into your account.
I'm unemployed, almost homeless. This can't be my...
Andrew, the money's in your account, see? The transfer came from a Brown Corp. It has been checked twice. Everything is legitimate. Can't you at least take this win?
This must be Carolyn's way of trying to manipulate me to marry her.
What was that?
No, nothing. Look, I'm sorry. I can't take that amount. Can you just send it back to them?
I can't do that. Unless you have their bank account information.
Well, I mean, don't you have it?
Unfortunately, you do need to provide that information to us. But honestly, I have to say, it's interesting. What could you have possibly done to receive such a fortune? Are you the mystery fiancé from the tabloids? How did you manage that?
Excuse me, Susan. I have to make a call.
Andrew.
Carolyn, what the hell is going on? I told you I don't want this money, and I can't marry you.
Andrew, is that you? Please help.
Enough! I won't be manipulated like this. Not again!
Andrew, please.
Carolyn, what's going on? Is everything okay?
The ring, it's burning. You got the fire, please.
Carolyn? Hello?
Will Andrew make it in time? What was the mystery around the ring? Was she really in danger? Or was it all a ruse?
Andrew looks at his palms, feeling the tingling sensation spread from the top of his fingers to his wrist. Carolyn's not feeling well, and now I have this? He shakes his head in disbelief. I don't know why, but I have a feeling this is because of that ring. If it hurts her, it hurts me too. Andrew? Are you still there? Yeah, I'm here. Are you all right? Not particularly. I can't get this ring off. Oh God. He hears her hiss in pain. What is it? The blackness on the ring it's spreading to my hands. I need you to come here and quickly help me figure this out. Despite the burning sensation getting worse, Andrew can't help but dismiss it. This is too weird, but if Carolyn says so, it's probably best for me to listen. All right, I'll be there. Thank you, Andrew. I knew you'd come through for me. Sure. He hangs up, jogging to his electric bike. Her office building is as impressive as ever, but Andrew barely notices. He presses the elevator button frantically, trying to get rid of the discomfort in his hands and arms. The hallway feels twice as long as Andrew runs down it. He knocks on the door, but it swings open. Carolyn? The room is dark and seemingly empty. Here, in a dark corner, Andrew sees something shift. Carolyn is curled into a ball, her arm extended, the ring as far away from the rest of her body as possible. Oh my God, Carolyn. He runs over. Are you? I mean, I know you're not all right, but what happened? How did this spread so fast? How? Andrew, don't worry. Her voice is weak. Thank you for coming. Of course. I can't believe how much you care about me already. We've been in each other's lives for such a short time, and yet... She smiles. It's a good quality to have in a fiancé. Fiancé? Right, yes. I just got freaked out. Andrew shrugs. Fiancé has nothing to do with it. Oh, okay. She drops the subject. The silence that follows is heavy and awkward. So, how do you think this happened? Andrew says. Could be a lot of reasons. Great, that narrows it down. I mean, the fortune teller was really vague. Fortune teller? Did I not tell you? Carolyn, I don't know anything about you, much less anything about that ring you have. Right. Of course. So, was this a real psychic, or did you have your fortune teller read at the boardwalk or something? Andrew, don't be ridiculous. A woman like me would never go to the boardwalk. My outfit alone would be enough to buy the whole thing. Right. How could I forget? Andrew teases. Billionaire heiress, too good for the peasants and their beach vacations. I never said that. You're changing the subject. I went to a real fortune teller. The only kind there is. She sits up slowly. She told me that once I met the person who made this ring glow, I would unlock a whole world that was waiting for me. I know this ring had value due to it being a family heirloom, but beyond the monetary value, I had no idea there could be anything else. She said it acts as a lock, like the other people would be the key to helping me gain whatever that other world might be. I have no idea what it is, or even if it's real or not. It could be one big metaphor. I've looked at it from too many angles to count. She looks at her blackened hand. The whole point. What I'm trying to say is that you're the key. Whoever you are, whatever the reason, it's you. She looks at him, and her eyes are filled with certainty. Andrew blinks. Huh? He frowns, confused. Sorry, I'm still wrapping my head around all of this. That's a lot to get at once. That, on top of everything that's happened with my house, his voice drops, almost talking to himself. What was that? Oh, it's just, I've had a crazy few days. I get dumped and engaged in the span of a few hours. I become a millionaire overnight, and I get locked out of my own house. I know the rest, but what about the house? Andrew rolls his eyes. It's almost too petty to say. No, say it. Carolyn's tone is gentle. Do you mean you don't have a place to stay? My ex changed the locks. Andrew scoffs. Not even a day after we split. Probably sent her mom to do it. I get there, hoping to have some time to pack up and leave, but no. All my stuff is in a bag in the trash, and all I have now is whatever I can carry on my bike. His voice gets louder as all the events of the past few days fully sink in. Her mom is a control freak, you know that? Her daughter has to have a certain lifestyle. Nothing else is okay. She made her break up with me. I'm sure of it. And she goes to my worst enemy, no less. The two of them, they're conspiring together, making my life miserable. And for what? He stops, breathing hard. Carolyn looks at him with, oh, God, I don't want your pity. He turns away, sulking. I'm not some pet project that you can swoop in and save. But I could if you want it. Carolyn smiles slightly. I know lots of people who'd be willing to have a talk with your ex, if you see what I mean. Make her an offer she can't refuse. You're funny. I don't need the mob getting involved. There's enough shady stuff as it is. I would certainly say so. These people left you on the street. Andrew, you're a good guy, and I admire how you want to handle this yourself. But if they have that kind of sway over you, you'll need someone with more than they have in your corner. That's where I come in. You wouldn't. I would, but only if you want me to. Oh, gee, thanks. You're too good to me. Ordering a hit on my ex? Andrew mutters. We're about to be married, aren't we? Why shouldn't I be good to you? In sickness and in health, right? I guess so. She makes a good point. I know this protectiveness is only because of the ring, but it's nice to feel cared for. She might be a good wife after all. So, where can we find these people? Andrew looks at her hand. Are you sure you want to go out? I can cover it up. Besides, it looks like it's fading a little. It feels better now, I promise. She holds her hand to the light. Guess being around you has some benefits. Andrew laughs. I guess so. No. Glad to be of service. It's settled then. We're going. Where are they? These people of yours. On a night like tonight? Most likely at the Gold Cup bar. It's this really swanky place. Super overpriced. I go there all the time. Of course you would. Right, of course. I frequent their jazz nights. I never took you for a jazz person. There's a lot you don't know about me. You said it yourself. That I did. I always feel a little out of my element at the Gold Cup, so no worries. You've got me now. I'll make sure this is all handled properly. The Gold Cup bars packed to the brim. People flock to the dance floor, lights flashing everywhere. The beat of the music so loud you can feel it in the walls. The clink of wine glasses and the bellows of laughter are everywhere. And everyone is comfortable despite the noise. There are particularly raucous voices coming from one booth in particular. A toast to James! Hear, hear. The booth cheers. Please, please, you're too kind. James sits in the center of it all, raising a glass. To all of you, and to the whole bar. A round for everyone, on me. The bar erupts in shouts and cheers. Carolyn and Andrew enter in the middle of this, unnoticed by everyone. Andrew, seeing James surrounded and adored, scowls. He's got half the city around him in that booth. And Jane, too. Jenny sits at James's right side, her skin glowing in the dim bar lighting. She looks beautiful. You're really just the best, he hears her say. To pay for everyone's tab like that, it's so generous. Oh, it's no issue at all, babe. I've got more than enough to pay for it. Hell, I could pay multiple rounds. Oh, thanks, James. A woman hiccups from the corner of the booth. I know I could go for another. Same here. Jokes a man, putting his arm around her. If your pockets really go that deep, feel free to be a pal, yeah? He raises his glass and drinks deeply. Around him, the other people do the same, starting up yet another toast. James, we're keeping our glasses full. We're sharing the wealth. We're not hiding all this way in a private room. The booth laughs loudly. Jenny snuggles into his side, looking like a cat who'd caught a particularly large mouse. Oh, stop it, please. You're really too kind. James smiles, encouraging the attention. Well, I have your eyes, though. I have a gift for my girl. The booth oohs and ahs at the revelation. Really? You shouldn't have. Really, James, you shouldn't have. Andrew mutters darkly, watching from across the room. James takes out a stack of instant photos and passes them to Jenny. Here. What's this, babe? Are they? She blushes and giggles. Not for us, James grins, spreading them across the table. Oh my gosh. Jenny squeals. It's Andrew. Andrew looks up, startled at the mention of his name. Carolyn touches his arm. It's fine. This can all be handled. Is that? Jenny asks. It's from his job at the gym. He's, helping his students train. James smiles. No, that's all fake. Edited in for dramatic effect. What? Jenny looks confused. Talked with his boss the other day. He got fired. He edited straight from the surveillance cameras. What? Andrew seethes. I have to go over there. No, you don't. Carolyn stops him. Like I said, this can be handled. Yeah, when? Once my reputation is completely destroyed? Not quite. Just let it unfold. Carolyn's expression is firm. This is strategic. I don't trust her, but I have nothing else. Andrew stays in the shadows with Carolyn. With this, you can just frame him for cheating. Get back your assets in no time. He hears James say, You're welcome. Jenny kisses him on the cheek. This is perfect. Thank you so much. Ugh. They're celebrating like she just got a ring or something. This is disgusting. How could they do this to me? Next to him, Andrew sees Carolyn's face shift. She steps away from him. Carolyn, where are you? Wait here. She smooths her hair, adjusts her dress, and strides toward the booth. As she walks over, the booth and the whole bar falls silent. Whispers emerge from the crowd. Is that Carolyn Richardson? James, is it? She says. And Jenny? She smiles hollowly at the pair, her expression all business. It's good to finally meet you. James went a little pale. Miss Richardson, it's an honor. The bar is buzzing with conversation. What could Carolyn Richardson have to do with this man? She came all the way here just for James? He's great, sure, but no match for her. James's mind races. She had announced an engagement already, but never said who the groom was. Maybe her family is rich enough that they still do those arranged marriages? Jenny, said. He flings her hand away from him and extends it to shake Carolyn's. Jenny glowers. Carolyn looks at him, a curious smile on her face. Pleasure. She lets James shake her hand. I'm delighted you stopped by, but I'm sorry. James looks sheepish. I think you have the wrong table. I beg your pardon. Carolyn tilts her head. Jenny hisses. That's Carolyn Richardson. What are you doing? Just wait. I'm being polite. James says through his teeth. If you want to speak to me, miss, there's a private room over there. I'm sure we can have a more effective conversation there. The guys around him give him jeers and elbow jabs. Would you join me? He moves to stand. I'll have to decline. I just want to have a chat. Are you sure? I mean, this is quite a big group. I'm not sure we'd want to have all of them involved. What exactly do you think they'd be getting involved in? Well, I mean, James tries for a laugh. You know, your engagement, as it were. The people around the table frown. James, what are you saying, man? You're making us look bad. Do you even know what she does? Carolyn watches the scene with a look of amusement. These people are nothing like Andrew. At least he knows what kind of man he is. These guys are falling all over themselves. Either they're putting themselves down or telling me that I have to submit to them. Absolutely ridiculous. Her eyes land on Jenny, then move to the pictures still spread over the table. A moment of complete silence falls over the bar as the crowds looking on follow her gaze. Everyone holds their breath. Wow. Andrew? Are those you? Andrew freezes. The bar turns as a collective to look at him. What? Huh? Those are some fairly... She crooks a finger. Can you come here? Andrew slides across the floor. I have never wanted to melt into the ground more. Oh my God, there are so many people here. This is the worst night of my life. He nearly faints when he looks at the pictures. Carolyn, I promise it isn't what it looks like. James and Jenny snicker. All according to plan. She whispers. Carolyn thinks, the amused smile from earlier creeping back on her face. Well, she looks at Andrew, a teasing glint in her eye. So long as it was before we met, I can't say I'm mad about it. Those are some very pretty girls. Wait, before you met? James is dumbfounded. Yes. She pulls Andrew closer. I saved his life, actually. So, he is your fiancé? Yes. She kisses him on the cheek. Andrew goes red, enough that it can be seen in the dim lights. Carolyn chuckles. Isn't he a sweetheart? No need to be shy, honey. She slips her hand into his. James's mouth falls open. I think my brain is melting. Andrew marvels. This is the best night of my life. So, Jenny, Caroline turns her gaze. I heard that you'd move out recently. Well, yes. Jenny looks at James. her eyes screaming for some way to salvage the situation. Seeing that help would not come, she continues. I wanted someone who could provide for me, as sweet as I'm sure Andrew is. He just wasn't up to par. Her arm wraps around James's bicep, and he smiles tightly. And you left him all alone at your old house with no key? That wasn't very nice of you. Certainly not in good form. Carolyn looks down her nose. Not in good form. Meaning, it wasn't proper or polite. You should know that, don't you think? Jenny scoffs. Not really. Carolyn proceeds to think. Your family must have come from new money then. That would explain why you don't know. You're seriously insulting me? Jenny says, her voice becoming shrill. No, not at all. I'm trying to educate you. I'm very big in proper form, Jenny. No, I'm sure you are. Jenny sneers. Picking up someone like Andrew, I'm sure he'll really check your form. Again, it doesn't mean that at all. Carolyn shakes her head, her carefully curled hair bouncing slightly. And James, Carolyn turns to him. The entire venue is in chaos. The people in the booth scatter, scuttling to the sidelines. Safe, they whip out their phones. Andrew can hear snatches of the gossip, the rumors they're starting. Hey guys, I'm in the craziest bar fight. You won't believe what's going down on the Gold Cup. Andrew rolls his eyes. People will do anything for views. He steps away, wanting to fade into the shadows. I'll just let Carolyn handle this. She started it, and I trust her to finish it. Jenny goes to help up James. Baby? She shrieks. Phew. She glares at Carolyn. James pushes Jenny away. I'm fine. Don't help. But babe, don't give me that. I'm embarrassed enough as it is. He looks up at Carolyn. I mean no disrespect. Sure you don't. Carolyn looks down at him, coldly, methodically rotating the ruby ring on her hand. It glints in the light. Just because you're Richardson doesn't mean you can hit people unprovoked. Carolyn slowly leans down to James's level, her voice a hiss. Let me make this perfectly clear. I can do that simply because I'm a Richardson. You really don't know what I do you? She looks at the crowd, who cower away as she turns her head. They all do, and they're afraid because of it. I've heard all the rumors. Mob family, underground crime ring, I know all of that. I'm just smart enough to not believe it. Not all of it. Andrew notices Carolyn looking down at her ring once more. Is it glowing? What is it with this ring? Carolyn raises her gaze to James. Maybe you should believe it. Maybe you should believe every single dark rumor you've heard about me and my family. Because, and I can guarantee this, what we really do is far, far worse than the rumors. James goes pale. No. Please. Is James really begging? Oh, this is great. Andrew smiles smugly. Man, it's nice to have someone like this on my side. I could get used to this. Then it's settled, Carolyn states, straightening. Stand up. James wobbles, but manages to get to his feet, only to wither under Carolyn's piercing gaze. I don't want to see your face here again. I would say in the entire city, but someone's got to keep this place running. She turns to Andrew. Darling, it's handled. Andrew nods, struck speechless. Carolyn turns on her heel, strides over to Andrew, and whisks him out of the bar. James, sitting on the edge of the booth, seethes in rage. She can't just go off on someone because she's in a bad mood. If someone every time I got my feelings hurt, I'd go to jail. Being some kind of Mafia princess doesn't excuse her from that. Jenny sits beside him, holding a wet napkin to his forehead. I know, hon. There must be something else behind this. I can't even fight back. She could come after me or you or anyone I know. Even if I called my mom and dad, they'd have to stay quiet if she gave them a reason. Ginny nods. I know, it's scary. She dabs his forehead. But we're together. We can figure out another way to get back at Andrew. And at Carolyn. She smiles faintly. The eavesdroppers around them suck in a breath. Ginny can be optimistic all she wants, but there's really no getting past the Richardson family. The chatter in the bar picks up, and people move away from the scene to resume their nights out. James grits his teeth. No one's going to ask how I am? I will. Ginny pipes up. If I don't take care of you, then I'm not a very good girlfriend, am I? Even if you did push me away in front of the whole bar, she mutters. What was that? Nothing. How are you feeling, baby? James pushes Ginny away forcefully enough that she has to catch her breath before falling over. What was that for? Just get out. James growls. After you just asked for help? No. James erupts. I would have never come to this bar tonight, but you suggested it. Said we should celebrate after getting rid of Andrew, but no. I had to get by Carolyn Richardson. And whose fault was that? Not mine, that's for sure. Are you insane? That's a reason, and that has nothing to do with me. Well, I didn't say anything that could have made her do that. Oh my God, you are insane. You're with me. You shouldn't even be thinking like that. But it's Carolyn Richardson, babe. What about a hall pass? Hall pass, Ginny shrieks. As stupid as he is, Andrew would never think of pulling that kind of with me. I'm leaving. Fine. I don't want to see you anymore. Ginny storms out of the bar. Ginny holds a bottle of wine, drinking from the bottle as she talks on the phone. I can't believe that just happened. Just because he gets beat up by a girl, he thinks he can take it out on me? No way. Right? That's crazy. I can't believe it. I mean, Tom told me even his family didn't want to help him anymore. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way. But I totally believe it now. Thanks, Quinn. That's so... His family's leaving him alone like that. That could be why he was so sensitive. Girl, leave him. He doesn't deserve you. But I can't. From what it sounds like, you already broke up. Quinn. As always, you're my voice of reason. That's what being your roommate for 3 years gets you. Quinn laughs. Listen, just go back with Andrew. Apologize, and he'll totally take you back. He's at that level of desperation. You want me to apologize to him? Absolutely not. He's like not even rich. He has no right to be with me. Whoever said that? Quinn laughs. If he's with Carolyn Richardson, he definitely has money. Jenny's friend Quinn whispers excitedly into the phone. I hear he's a millionaire now. Jenny's eyes grow wide. No way. Way. You think he was lying about it? Hiding the money from me? I never would have dumped him if I knew he had that saved. I know. I wouldn't put it past him. He's always been... She pauses. I know how to get your money back. It's really yours anyway. If he was hiding it while you were dating, it technically belongs to you. How? Those photos you told me about. Ginny gasps. You're a genius. Yep. Ginny can hear her smile over the phone. Not only can you get the money, but you'll get the rest of the house too. Just trust me. First, Quinn lowers her voice, and Ginny hangs on every word. Air okay back there? Kurt, Carolyn's driver asked as he drove through the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Yes, thank you, Carolyn replied. The plush seats of the limousine cradled Andrew, the echoes of the recent chaos at the Gold Cup bar still reverberating in his mind. With an air of poise, Carolyn turned to him, her expression a mix of comfort and mystery. Andrew, you handled it well back there. You were stronger than you think, she reassured, her eyes revealing a depth of mystery that hinted at a world beyond the surface. Attempting a carefree grin, Andrew responded, Strong. More like being caught in the whirlwind. Seriously, my life just took a detour into soap opera territory. How did I end up in the middle of all this? A playful glint in Carolyn's eye accompanied her lean in, her tone calm, as she shared the revelation. Andrew, I have some influential friends. I wouldn't let anyone harm you. A flicker of nervousness crossed Andrew's face. The weight of Carolyn's words lingered in the air, and a shiver of trepidation ran down his spine as he stared at her ring. It was currently pulsing with a red glow. I have to get to the bottom of this mysticism, but I have to play my cards right. The thought of being entangled in Carolyn's world of power and connections to the mob, potentially even magic, made Andrew feel that he needed to proceed with caution now, more than ever. More like power players, Andrew mused, his attempted nonchalance betraying a subtle undercurrent of anxiety. The revelation unfolded, exposing a glimpse into Carolyn's world that Andrew hadn't bargained for. Carolyn, sensing Andrew's unease, continued to peel back the layers. The city lights outside the limo danced as she spoke, her eyes holding both a promise and a warning. Andrew, you stepped into a world where power and shadows met. It's not just about being rich. My family and I always keep my people safe. As the limo rolled through the cityscape, Andrew couldn't shake the feeling that he had entered a world where money wasn't the only currency, and the shadows held secrets that could protect or swallow those who dared to enter the unknown. In the cozy ambience of a cafe, Jenny and Quinn sat nursing their drinks, the soft hum of conversations creating a comforting backdrop. With a sly grin, Quinn seemed to revel in their situation's intrigue. She leaned in, her eyes glinting mischievously. Jenny, you've got leverage. Use it. Let's turn the tables on Andrew. We can't let him get away with this. Nervously tracing the rim of her coffee cup, Jenny looked up with a hint of skepticism. But what if he doesn't care? What if he walks away from all of this mess? Quinn chuckled, a confidence radiating from her. Trust me, Jenny. Men like Andrew might pretend to be tough, but they can't ignore the prospect of fatherhood and the responsibilities that come with it. It's a game changer. Jenny's eyes widened with a glimmer of hope. You really think so? Absolutely. We'll make him dance to our tune, especially if Andrew's tied up with Carolyn Richardson, Quinn declared, her tone filled with determination. With a smile, Quinn continued, First things first, we need to establish the narrative in your favor. Andrew's image is crucial. Let's paint him as the negligent ex who abandoned you during a vulnerable time. The sympathy card works every time. Jenny nodded, absorbing Quinn's advice. Okay, sympathy card. Got it, but what about the house? How do I get it back? Quinn tapped her fingers on the table, contemplating the strategic moves. We play the long game. We start by emphasizing your emotional distress, the stress of the breakup, and, of course, the unexpected pregnancy. You're not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting for your child's future. You both need a roof over your head. Jenny took a deep breath, realizing the gravity of the situation. So you think I have a shot at getting the house? Quinn leaned in, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Andrew won't risk public scrutiny. We create a scenario where him keeping the house is seen as an act of cruelty, a wealthy man leaving a pregnant woman homeless. We play on public sympathy, and trust me, the pressure will mount. He'll feel compelled to give in. Jenny, feeling a newfound sense of empowerment, nodded. You really are a genius, Quinn. Quinn laughed. Just playing the game, friend. Now, let's get to work. We have an image to reshape and a house to win back. The limousine glided to a halt at the opulent entrance of the Plaza Hotel. Kurt opened the door, and Andrew stepped out, still grappling with the night's whirlwind. The city lights shimmered, casting an ethereal glow on the grand facade. "Thanks for the lift, Carolyn, and for sorting this out for me," Andrew said, gesturing toward the plaza. Carolyn smiled, her demeanor a blend of elegance and power. "Consider it a small token of appreciation, Andrew. A place to gather your thoughts amidst the chaos. Oh, and don't forget to order tea. They have the most delicious tea." Andrew nodded, genuinely thankful. "Sounds good, Carolyn. It will be nice to have a home away from home for a bit. Means a lot. I owe you one." With a gracious nod, Carolyn acknowledged, beginning to close her window. However, just as she started to withdraw, Andrew, spurred by a sudden impulse, stopped her. "Actually, Carolyn," he hesitated for a moment. "Would you like to get dinner with me? It'll be my treat, to show my appreciation. We can even go somewhere fancy if you like." There was a hint of nervousness in Andrew's tone, a palpable uncertainty. Carolyn, her expression unreadable, paused for a moment, allowing the weight of the invitation to linger in the air. The city's nocturnal rhythm hummed softly around them. "I appreciate the offer, Andrew," Carolyn finally replied, her voice carrying a subtle mystery. "But my schedule is quite busy. Rain check for now, and perhaps we can circle back to that engagement soon." "Oh, yeah, the engagement. I had nearly forgotten about that," Andrew thought. "Rain check it is. Have a good night." As Carolyn's window glided shut, the limousine pulled away, leaving Andrew standing in front of the Plaza Hotel, surrounded by the vibrant pulse of the city. "Well, what's one more rejection?" Andrew thought as he made his way up the steps of the lavish hotel. The next day, Andrew woke up in his luxury suite at the Plaza Hotel with a plan. "Today, I'm getting a job," he said to himself in the bathroom mirror. Andrew, fueled by determination, stepped into the brisk morning air outside the Plaza Hotel, ready to embark on a quest for employment. He strolled down the bustling New York streets, the city waking up around him. His first stop was Iron Pulse Gym, a renowned establishment with gleaming windows showcasing sculpted bodies working out. Andrew, sporting a freshly pressed suit, walked in, trying to exude an air of confidence. The receptionist glanced up from her desk, eyeing Andrew with curiosity and skepticism. "Hi there. I'm Andrew Mason. I'm looking for a job," he said, flashing what he hoped was a charming smile. The receptionist, unimpressed, handed him an application form. "Fill this out and we'll get back to you if there's an opening." Andrew, undeterred, took the form and found a corner to sit and complete it. As he scribbled down his credentials, he couldn't shake the sense that the paper in his hand symbolized more than just a job application. It was a ticket back to stability, a chance to rebuild. Once finished, he handed the form back to the receptionist, who barely acknowledged him. Determined to explore all options, Andrew set his sights on the next gym on his list, Vitality Fitness. Vitality Fitness boasted a sleek, modern interior, attracting fitness enthusiasts of all ages. Andrew approached the front desk with a renewed sense of optimism. "Hi, I'm Andrew Mason. I'm interested in joining your team," he declared, hoping the confidence in his voice would overshadow the unease beneath. The manager, a no-nonsense woman with a clipboard in hand, eyed him critically. "We're not hiring right now. Try again next time." Undeterred, Andrew moved on to Core Fit, a smaller but thriving gym known for its personalized approach. He spoke to a trainer, highlighting his passion for fitness and willingness to learn. The trainer, recognizing Andrew's sincerity, offered, "We don't have a position open right now, but leave your contact information. We might have something in the future." As the day progressed, Andrew repeated this routine at several gyms across the city. With each attempt, he felt the weight of rejection, but refused to let it crush his spirit. His last stop was Flex Elite Gym, a place known for taking chances on aspiring trainers. Andrew walked in, the scent of sweat and determination hanging in the air. The owner, Roger, a muscular figure with a friendly demeanor, greeted him. "Andrew, right? What brings you here?" Roger asked, eyeing him with a genuine interest. "I'm looking for a job. I'm passionate about fitness, and I believe I can contribute here," Andrew explained, his earnestness shining through. Roger, sensing Andrew's determination, smiled. "We don't have a full-time position, but how about an internship? You can prove yourself, and who knows, it might lead to something more." Grateful for the opportunity, Andrew accepted, but when he walked out the gym, he was stunned to see Jenny. "What are you doing here, Jenny?" he asked, trying to keep his tone composed. Jenny took a hesitant step forward, her eyes pleading for understanding. I heard you were looking for a job, so I figured you'd be checking out the local gyms, and I just wanted to see how you were doing." Andrew crossed his arms, a defensive stance. "Yeah, I'm trying to get back on my feet. What's it to you?" Her eyes softened, regret washing over her features. "Andrew, I know I messed up. I shouldn't have let things get this far with James, but I've broken up with him, and I need your forgiveness." Andrew sighed, the weight of the past pressing down on him. "Jenny, it's over between us. I can't keep going through this emotional roller coaster with you." Desperation flashed in Jenny's eyes as she blurted out, "Andrew, I'm pregnant." The revelation hung in the air, a bombshell that shifted the dynamics of the encounter. Passerby, oblivious to the personal drama unfolding, cast curious glances. Andrew's eyes widened in disbelief. "Pregnant? Is this some kind of ploy to get me back?" Jenny shook her head, tears welling up. "No, Andrew, it's true. I found out recently. I didn't plan for this, but I need your support." Andrew's frustration surged. "Jenny, we're over. I can't be responsible for your decisions anymore." As their heated exchange continued, more people started to take notice. The bustling city sidewalk became a stage for their personal turmoil. Jenny, resentful and emotional, lashed out. "You know what, Andrew? You're heartless. I thought you might care, but clearly you're just like everyone else, cold and indifferent." Andrew, torn between sympathy and self-preservation, hardened his expression. "This changes nothing, Jenny. We're not getting back together. Deal with it." Just as the crowd's judgmental glances intensified, Jenny, defeated and on the verge of tears, took a deep breath and decided to unveil her most potent weapon, accusations that echoed through the New York streets. "You abused me, Andrew. You cheated on me. You're the reason I'm pregnant," she shouted, her voice carrying the weight of years of pent-up frustration. The revelation hung in the air, a shocking twist that turned the surrounding audience into unwitting witnesses to a deeply personal and painful confrontation. Andrew, blindsided by these accusations, felt the gaze of people intensify, transforming the bustling sidewalk into a courtroom of public opinion. Still on the bustling streets of New York City, Jenny confronted Andrew about the paternity of her child, casting a charged atmosphere amid the chaotic surroundings. "You are the baby daddy, Andrew. You have to step up," Jenny yelled, her frustration evident. But Andrew, still reeling from her serious accusation, thought, "She expects me to step up after she just falsely accused me of abusing her? This woman is mad." "Say something, you jerk," Jenny taunted, her anger boiling over. "Now just hold on a second before you accuse me of another thing that never happened," Andrew retorted, his patience wearing thin. I'm not talking here. Let's go somewhere more private to talk about this, Andrew suggested, trying to diffuse the tension. Fine. Her voice sliced through the background hum. They decided to take their drama to a nearby hole-in-the-wall bagel shop. How dare you accuse me of abusing you? Andrew fired as they settled into a corner. Emotional abuse, Andrew, it's true, Jenny asserted, her eyes blazing with conviction. That is absolute bullshit. If anyone was emotionally abused, it was me. You and your mom constantly went out of your way to remind me how pathetic I am. The weight of Andrew's words settled on Jenny as they continued their heated exchange. Now I'm going to ask this once. Are you sure the child is mine? Andrew asked with hesitation, the tension palpable. Of course it's yours. What do you think I am? Jenny shot back, her offense palpable. Okay, fine. Just settle down. I'll, of course, help. It's terrible timing. I'm not so sure of that, being that you're mysteriously all of a sudden buddy-buddy with the lady who owns half of New York City. That sentiment sat with Andrew until something dawned on him. Is this just a ploy to get money? The house? Of course not, Andrew. Jenny defended, her sincerity evident. I demand a paternity test, Andrew declared, determined to get to the bottom of the truth. Jenny squirmed, but eventually relented. Okay, fine. The tension between them lingered as the bagel shop buzzed with the sounds of their tumultuous confrontation. Following the tense encounter with Jenny, Andrew found himself wandering the streets of New York, his thoughts in turmoil. He needed guidance, someone who could offer insight into the chaotic mess that his life had become. In his quest for answers, he decided to seek out Carolyn Richardson, the mysterious and influential figure whose presence had recently entered his life. Andrew arrived at Carolyn's upscale penthouse, the contrast to the chaotic streets below stark. As he entered, Carolyn greeted him with a calm smile, as if she had been expecting him. Andrew, what a pleasant surprise, Carolyn said, her voice carrying a hint of warmth that seemed to ease the tension within him. I need your advice, Carolyn. Everything is falling apart, and I don't know what to do. Andrew admitted, desperation in his eyes. Carolyn gestured for him to sit, and as he did, she regarded him with an intensity that hinted at a deeper understanding of his predicament. Tell me, Andrew, what troubles your heart? There's more to this than meets the eye, and I can sense it. As Andrew poured out the details of his tumultuous relationship with Jenny and the looming uncertainty of impending fatherhood, Carolyn listened attentively. When he finished, she leaned forward, her eyes gleaming with a knowing glint. My dear Andrew, life is a game of strategy, and sometimes the pieces move in unexpected ways. Carolyn mused, her words carrying an enigmatic weight. Carolyn, I don't know what to believe anymore. Jenny, the accusations, the sudden twist in my life. The complexities of human relationships and the twists of destiny. Carolyn interrupted, a mysterious smile playing on her lips. You're in the middle of a power play, Andrew. One that extends beyond the ordinary. Don't sweat the paternity test. Easier said than done, Andrew thought. There are forces at play beyond our comprehension. Sometimes all it takes is a shift in perspective to reveal the hidden truths. Andrew looked at her, puzzled by the cryptic nature of her words. What do you mean, Carolyn? Can you help me make sense of all of this? Carolyn's gaze held a hint of something otherworldly. Power is not always about physical strength. It's about understanding the game, anticipating moves, and sometimes tapping into the unforeseen forces around us. I've dealt with situations far more complex than yours, and trust me, there's always a way to turn the tide in your favor. Andrew's eyes widened, a mixture of surprise and intrigue on his face. What are you suggesting, Carolyn? She leaned in, her voice dropping to a whisper. There are things in this world that defy explanation, Andrew. Seek the answers within yourself, and you may discover a strength you never knew existed. Trust the journey, for it may lead you to revelations beyond your wildest imagination. With those mysterious words, Carolyn left Andrew pondering the enigma of his own existence. As he exited her penthouse, he couldn't shake the feeling that his encounter with Carolyn had opened the door to a realm where reality, power, and a touch of magic intertwined. A few days later, Andrew woke up to a call from Ginny. Hello? Andrew groaned, still half asleep. I got the email with the result, but I don't want to open it alone. Can you meet me at the bagel shop in 15 minutes? Sure. At the bagel shop, Ginny and Andrew sat next to each other. Ginny opened the email displaying a paternity test result. Not the father, both of them proclaimed. The ambient noise heightened as Ginny examined the evidence, her expressions shifting between doubt and acceptance. But then, in a surprising twist, Ginny pulled out a real estate certificate. Well, this proves that we were legally married. What the heck? Why do I feel like this woman is constantly ambushing me? Andrew thought. Andrew was visibly shocked. Surprised? We got married when you were still desperately trying to win my mother's approval. I thought it would help our case. Ginny revealed with a smirk. But, Ginny, that was just a desperate attempt. We never had a real marriage. Andrew stammered, his protest accompanied by the ding of another order of bagels being ready. Well, according to this document, we did. It might not have been a traditional marriage, but it was legal. What a load of... Andrew said out loud. He was pissed, his eyes flashing with something unnatural. Suddenly, his phone dinged, then again, and again, and again. I'm going to step out for a second to take this, Andrew told Ginny. Outside the bagel shop, Andrew looked at his phone. Several screenshots sent from Carolyn. He opened them and was astonished. Oh my God. Andrew couldn't believe his eyes. Ginny marched outside of the restaurant. He flashed his phone to Ginny. You want to talk about legalities, Ginny? How about we discuss the legality of fidelity in a marriage? Andrew declared with a mix of anger and hurt, his voice rising above the ambient sounds. Ginny was left speechless as the onlookers, initially sympathetic towards her, started to shift their support amidst the sounds of whispers and gasping. Andrew, who had been silently observing, stepped forward, capturing the attention of people on the street. Enough of this deceit and manipulation, Ginny. You can parade all the legal documents you want, but here's the truth, Andrew proclaimed, his voice cutting through the air. He proceeded to reveal the chat history on his phone, showcasing screenshots of Ginny's messages to another man, exposing her infidelity. Specters stopped to turn into the drama. The sounds of incoming messages on Andrew's phone punctuated the revelation, each notification adding another layer to the already chaotic scene. What's this, Jenny? Your secret conversations, your lies? Is this the foundation of our so-called legal marriage? Andre's words echoed, leaving Jenny in a state of shock and the onlookers in a mix of disbelief and judgment. The crowd formed as they absorbed the shocking turn of events, and murmurs and whispers intensified. The sympathy that was once extended towards Jenny started to wane, replaced by a growing sense of support for Andrew. The revelation of infidelity had shifted the tide, turning the public sidewalk into an unexpected arena of judgment. I trusted you, Jenny. I tried to salvage what we had, but you played me for a fool. Now everyone sees the truth, Andrew declared, his gaze firmed as he faced not only Jenny, but also the judgmental eyes of the bystanders. You. How dare you? Trying to accuse an innocent man. You should be ashamed, lady. As the crowd processed the newfound information, the dynamics between Jenny and Andrew underwent a profound transformation, leaving both of them standing in the eye of the storm they had unwittingly created. The Plaza Hotel lobby buzzed with the energy of guests coming and going, the luxurious setting a stark contrast to the drama that had unfolded on the streets of New York. Quinn Young, Jenny's friend and confidant, briskly entered the lobby, her eyes scanning the area until they settled on Andrew, who was seated near a grand fountain. Quinn approached Andrew with a composed yet determined demeanor. Andrew, we need to talk, she declared, taking a seat across from him. Andrew, still reeling from the recent revelations and the public confrontation with Jenny, looked at Quinn with a mix of weariness and curiosity. What do you want, Quinn? I want to resolve this mess, for Jenny's sake and yours, Quinn replied, her tone measured. Andrew raising an eyebrow. Resolving it? After what I just found out about Jenny's betrayal? Quinn sighed. Look, emotions are running high and I understand that, but airing all this in public isn't helping anyone. You've made your point. Now, let's find a way to clean up the aftermath. Andrew leaned back, crossing his arms. Clean up? You mean like sweeping Jenny's infidelity under the rug? Quinn met his gaze squarely. No one benefits from a public scandal. Jenny's actions were a mistake and she knows it. But exposing her like this won't do any good for you or her. What's done is done, Quinn. I'm not in the mood for negotiations, Andrew replied, a hint of bitterness in his voice. Quinn leaned forward, her expression sincere. Andrew, we're all human. We make mistakes. Jenny wants to make amends. She's pregnant. She's willing to admit fault, but she can't move forward with this hanging over her head. Andrew scoffed. Amends. She was ready to pin a child on me and use a fake marriage certificate. What kind of amends are we talking about here? Quinn sighed again. I know it's messy, but deleting those chat records would be a step towards healing. She's willing to go through counseling, and she understands the gravity of her actions. But we need your cooperation to salvage what's left of the situation. Andrew shook his head. I don't owe her anything, especially not after what she put me through. Andrew, please. This isn't just about her, it's about the child, about finding a way to coexist peacefully for the sake of the baby, Quinn implored. Andrew's expression hardened. The baby is a separate issue. I'll do what's necessary for the child, but I won't pretend everything is fine between us. Quinn nodded, acknowledging the difficult situation, Fair enough. Let's focus on damage control for now. Delete the chat records, agree to a civil co-parenting arrangement, and we can avoid dragging this through the courts. Andrew considered her words, his mind wrestling with the chaos that had become. The fountain at the Plaza Hotel lobby cast a gentle murmur, its waters creating a tranquil backdrop to the charged emotions that lingered in the air. Andrew, seeking solace in the serene ambience, took a moment of contemplation, the echoes of recent revelations still ringing in his mind. He sighed, a heavy breath that carried the weight of the decisions he was about to make. Pulling out his phone, Andrew navigated to the chat records, his fingers hesitating over the delete button. Fine. I'll consider deleting the records, but I'm not making any rash decision. And this doesn't mean everything is forgiven or forgotten, he declared, his voice firm yet laced with the weariness of a man caught in the storm of his own life. Quinn, seated across from him, nodded in understanding, her expression reflecting a mix of gratitude and empathy. Thank you, Andrew. It's a step in the right direction. I'll make sure Jenny understands this as well. She reassured him, acknowledging the fragile nature of the truce they were attempting to forge. Well, now I want to talk to Jenny, Andrew asserted, a glint of determination in his eyes. The soothing ambiance of the fountain seemed to fade as the gravity of the situation hung in the air. The lobby of the Plaza Hotel transforming into an unexpected arena for a confrontation that could either escalate or pave the way for a tentative resolution. Quinn, sensing the need for this pivotal conversation, nodded once more. I'll arrange it. Let's find a quiet space, she suggested, leading the way to a secluded corner where the grandeur of the hotel met a more intimate setting. As Jenny entered the lobby of the Plaza Hotel, her footsteps seemed to echo in tandem with the delicate murmur of the fountain, creating a symphony of anticipation. Andrew, still enveloped in the contemplative aura of the hotel's ambience, turned to face Jenny as she approached, their eyes locked, holding a history of shared moments, accusations, and the weight of unresolved emotions. Quinn, orchestrating this delicate reunion, stepped back, allowing the former couple a moment to face the complexities that had led them to this juncture. The tranquil backdrop of the fountain now served as a poignant witness to the unfolding drama in the heart of the Plaza Hotel. Andrew, his gaze steady and determined, broke the silence. Jenny, we need to talk about the money my mom lent you, and the house. Jenny, aware of the weight of the situation, nodded hesitantly. I know, Andrew. I'm not trying to keep anything from you. This needs to be settled. I want the money back, and I want you to vacate the house, Andrew demanded, his voice unwavering. Jenny took a deep breath, searching for the right words. Andrew, I don't have that kind of money right now. And the house, it's not that simple. You need to figure it out, Jenny. This mess is affecting both of us, and I won't let my mom's generosity be taken advantage of. Andrew insisted, his frustration palpable. After a moment of tense silence, Jenny sighed. Okay, Andrew, I'll return the money and move out of the house, but I need some time to make arrangements. No more delays, Jenny. I want this sorted out as soon as possible, Andrew asserted. You can't do that. I'm about to have a baby, Jenny reasoned. They continued negotiating, with Jenny agreeing to a repayment plan of $10,500 to be settled within a reasonable time frame. Andrew, though skeptical, reluctantly accepted the terms, understanding the urgency of resolving this chapter of their intertwined lives. Once the financial matters were tentatively settled, Jenny shifted the focus to the digital evidence of their past. And about those chat records. They need to be deleted completely. Andrew, realizing the importance of this concession for the sake of their tentative truce, nodded. Fine, Jenny. I'll delete the records. We both need a fresh start. They concluded their difficult conversation with a handshake, leaving the corner of the Plaza Hotel lobby with a slightly lighter atmosphere. The weight of financial disputes and digital evidence lifted, replaced by a sense of resolution and the possibility of a more amicable future. Jenny burst into Quinn's house like a tempest, the storm of emotions raging within her mirroring the angry weather outside. The living room, usually a haven of calm, now crackled with an electric intensity. What the hell, Quinn? This was not the plan, Jenny exclaimed, her eyes flashing with a mix of anger and confusion. Quinn, cool as a cucumber, on her comfy sofa, raised an eyebrow, her lips curling into a mysterious smile. Plans change, my dear. It's the spice of life. Spice of life? This isn't a cooking show, Quinn. I'm losing everything, and Andrew is playing hardball, Jenny retorted, pacing like a caged tiger. Quinn leaned back, her smile turning into a sly grin. Life's a game, Jenny, and sometimes you need to learn new moves. Jenny stopped mid-pace, glaring at Quinn. I trusted you. What's your grand plan now? Quinn, enjoying the dramatic tension, kept Jenny hanging. Oh, you'll see. Just remember, the best stories have unexpected twists. I don't need unexpected twists. I need a way out of this mess, Jenny snapped. Quinn rose from her seat, a victorious gleam in her eyes. Calm down, darling. Victory is often born from chaos. Jenny threw her hands up in frustration. Victory? What victory? I'm practically homeless, and Andrew is treating me like I'm the villain. Quinn strolled over to Jenny, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Life's a stage, and we're all players. But not every actor knows the entire script. Just play your part, and the rest will fall into place. Jenny scowled. This isn't Shakespeare, Quinn. I need real answers. An ominous roll of thunder outside punctuated the drama inside, making the atmosphere even more charged. What about my life? Jenny exclaimed, desperation creeping into her voice. Quinn's eyes twinkled with mischief. Life's greatest stories often start with the unexpected. Just roll with it, Jenny. Trust me. You'll thank me later. Jenny, baffled and annoyed, watched as Quinn sauntered away, her enigmatic smile leaving a trail of unanswered questions. Jenny was left standing in Quinn's living room, a storm of emotions swirling within her, wondering just how chaotic this unexpected plot twist would become. The sun had risen, casting a warm glow through the windows of Quinn's stylish apartment. Jenny and Quinn sat at the dining table, a spread of breakfast items between them, as they embarked on a strategic session to navigate the turbulent waters of Jenny's personal life. Jenny, still grappling with the recent turn of events, spoke up. Quinn, this whole situation is a nightmare. What's the next move? Quinn, sipping her coffee with an air of calm determination, met Ginny's gaze. We control the narrative. We make sure there's no evidence that can incriminate you. Andrew might think he's winning, but we're about to change the game. Ginny, desperate for a glimmer of control, leaned forward. How do we do that? He's already deleted the chat records on his phone. Quinn grinned, a mischievous glint in her eyes. The key is to eliminate any trace of evidence. Andrew might believe he has the upper hand, but we can make sure there's nothing left for him to use against you. As they delved into their breakfast, Quinn outlined the plan. First, we need to ensure there are no copies of the chat records anywhere. No secret backups, cloud storage, or hidden folders. We want a clean slate. Ginny nodded, a sense of determination replacing the initial confusion. Got it. No evidence left behind. Quinn continued. Second, we create a narrative. Paint yourself as the victim. Andrew might have demanded money and the house, but we play the sympathy card. A pregnant woman left in the cold by a heartless ex. The public loves a good drama. Ginny, catching on to the strategy, smirked. So, we make Andrew the villain? The heartbreaker? What about the child? Quinn leaned in, her expression serious. This child is your leverage. We make it clear that you're willing to cooperate for the sake of the baby, but Andrew needs to play by your rules. Ginny, realizing the power dynamics at play, felt a surge of confidence. And what if he pushes back? What if he has more evidence? Quinn reassured her. Trust me, Andrew thinks the chat records were the smoking gun. We make him believe he has nothing else. As far as he's concerned, he's won the battle, and we'll use that to our advantage. And they polished off their breakfast. Jenny felt a strange mix of relief and empowerment. Quinn's strategic mind was providing a roadmap out of the chaos. They clinked their coffee mugs together, sealing their pact. We control the narrative, Jenny. And when the time is right, we'll reveal our hand, and Andrew will have no choice but to play by our rules, Quinn declared, a confident smile on her face. Jenny, fueled by a newfound sense of purpose, nodded. Let the game begin. Little did they know, as they plotted and strategized over breakfast, that the storm of their personal drama was far from over, and the unexpected twist in their lives were yet to unfold. Later at the doctor's office for a checkup on the wounds Andrew endured from Carolyn Richardson's driver, Andrew's mind was preoccupied with the recent events of his personal life. As the doctor examined Andrew's health, reviewing charts and asking routine questions, Andrew couldn't help but notice a peculiar trend. His recovery rate, the speed at which his body had healed, had increased dramatically since the last time he underwent a medical checkup. The doctor, looking at the charts with a mix of surprise and intrigue, commented, Andrew, your recovery rate is remarkable. It's almost as if your body is healing at an accelerated pace. Have you made any significant changes to your lifestyle recently? Andrew, reflecting on the past few weeks. Not really. Andrew tried to connect the dots. Could this have anything to do with Carolyn Richardson? She strikes me as some mystic. Could her power go beyond money? The doctor, though, skeptical, acknowledged the change in Andrew's health. Well, whatever it is, it seems to be working. Your body is responding positively. Keep an eye on it, and if there are any unusual developments, let me know. As Andrew left the doctor's office, a mix of curiosity and uncertainty lingered in his mind. Carolyn Richardson's cryptic advice her mysterious aura, and now this unexpected improvement in his physical well-being created a tapestry of questions. Suddenly, his phone rang. Andrew answered. "Hi, Mom." The voice on the other end sounded strained, carrying an undertone of concern.
"Andrew, we need to talk. Your father and I just had a rather unexpected visit."
Andrew furrowed his brows, the anticipation of what his mother would reveal, adding a layer of tension to the conversation. Unexpected visit? From whom?
"Jenny and Quinn."
His mother replied, her words weighed down with frustration and disbelief.
"They came to our house, Andrew."
A chill ran down Andrew's spine. The implications of Jenny and Quinn involving his parents hitting him with a wave of anger. What did they want?
"They wanted to involve us in your personal matters, Andrew. To use us as leverage, I suppose."
His mother explained, her disappointment evident. "This has gone too far, and we won't stand for it." Andrew's jaw clenched, his free hand forming a tight fist. The audacity of dragging his parents into the turmoil of his relationship fueled the growing anger within him. "I'll handle this, Mom. I won't let them manipulate you or Dad."
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.